Yeah, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're watching me from. This is Dot Nation News with Rap Tresvant. Only. Nnamdi Kanu is a better leader. Only. Nnamdi Kanu is a better leader. Nnamdi Kanu, would have appeared on court, on 6th July, like I said before in my previous analysis. But actually, 6th July was a public holiday in Nigeria, and we've seen how the courts actually, went on, let me say, leave or public holidays. Which, of course, if you ask me, it was a craft, it was a scheming by the federal government of Nigeria to still be delaying this gentleman since 2015 till date, making it a decade. Someone sitting one place. He has not committed crime, he has not killed anybody, he has not committed any criminality so far across the country called Nigeria. While many people that are involved in criminalities of many sorts in Nigeria are walking free on the street of Lagos, Kano State, Kaduna, just across the country, freely, while Nnamdi Kanu is incarcerated for nothing. Tell me, there are reasons behind Nnamdi Kanu's incarceration in Nigeria today. This gentleman is sitting dormant, on one place, no movement, no freedom, no liberty. Just think it in your mind. How do you see it? Someone that has not committed crime has been facing this kind of traumatic, punishment. It has psychological intensity on him. And if you ask me, I will tell you, Nnamdi Kanu is a leader, a good supreme leader of the people of the southeastern Nigeria. Every Igbo man is from southeast. A tribe that just settled, on the lower part of Niger are the Igbos. And this man is our leader. I tell you, there are many things wrong in Nigerian political system. Nigerians are just being docile, complacent, doing their normal businesses, They don't care how the leadership, the economic excruciation is affecting each and every one of them. And if you ask me, I will tell you, it has dawned on us that we have gone this far to see ourselves being used, being abused, being oppressed, persecuted, by the politicians. How do I mean? Nnamdi Kanu's court appearance is going to at least yeah, like I was saying, he has done nothing. He's a good leader. He's a prophet. He's a Nostradamus. Another Nostradamus of our time. Yeah. In our world today, Nnamdi Kanu is an enigma, a living, puzzle. He has baffled humanity by all his prophecies and predictions across the country, Nigeria. And you can see he's innocent. And I don't know the reason why many people ask the same question I ask. Why is Nnamdi Kanu still in jail? It's a rhetorical question that still remains unanswered. And we are going to see what the next appearance in the courts should be. Yeah, what is supposed to be is what we are waiting, until he appears. Nnamdi Kanu, Nostradamus of our time, a legend, a prophet who has never misfired his, prophetic release. What he said in the past is actually transpiring currently across Nigerian nation. Nnamdi Kanu is an enigma, a living, puzzle that's actually baffled the entire country called Nigeria. Kanu actually went to University of Nigeria and Nsukka, and it wasn't enough for him. He actually, went to his father and said, "Dad, nothing is happening in that university." So they prepared his paper and he flew into the UK and attended university in the United Kingdom. And you can see how it has affected him positively. University of Nigeria Nsukka, I know, is the best university on the continent of Africa, but it's not enough for him. That's why he actually took a decision of going into the UK to study. And you can see it in his own comportment anytime he faces, Nigeria courts. I could remember his statement when Binta Nyako was presiding over his case. He said to her, "Woman, rescue yourself. Yes, it is better you do, because you don't have the legal impetus to jail me. You cannot jail me. Buhari could not even jail me. Invite Buhari in the court, right in the court. I will defeat him, and I will tell him he is not the one, the Buhari we know, that ruled Nigeria from 31st December 1983. He staged a coup against Chagari. That Buhari isn't the current Buhari. He wanted to challenge Buhari in the court, but Nigerian nation could not even allow that to play out." Another question is that accusation that Buhari is dead by Nnamdi Kanu. Why not invite Buhari? Why not at least bring it up as one of the charges against Nnamdi Kanu? Nigerian nation knows that if they do, Kanu is going to win, because DNA tests would have been at least run on Buhari. That is when they actually know he wasn't the one. Nigeria is a country that a dead man ruled for over 6 years. Yes, a dead man. I'm telling you. When Nnamdi Kanu comes out, I think Nigeria should look into it, because many more will actually come from the gentleman. He has his facts. He deals on facts. He speaks facts. He actually renders facts from his speeches. Nnamdi Kanu is well concocted in English language and a widely read man about history. Yes, and if you ask me, and anthropology, he's a man that could tell you a story about Zimbabwe, tell you a story about United Kingdom, tell you a story about Igbo tribe, tell you a story about the Jews, tell you the story about the Fulanis that he's actually exposed currently. Kanu is the one that actually educated the Hausas about whom they are and their visitors, Fulani, with dates. The very agendum of Ottoman Dafodio in 18th century. Nnamdi Kanu educated the Hausa locals, and they now apprehend the fact that Fulani enslaved them, and the Hausas are slaves on the hands of their visitors, Fulani tribe. Kanu should be out. There's every reason Nnamdi Kanu should be out from the SS facility. They actually made blunder by, telling the whole Nigerians to pick arms and defend themselves. And this connotes one of the charges that brought against him, that he said everybody should defend himself. This time around, we've seen Hope Uzodinma made a blunder by telling federal government of Nigeria that all the criminalities in the southeastern Nigeria are not being orchestrated by the people of that region, that is indigenous people of Igbo land. And that is a great blunder. One of the charges brought against Nnamdi Kanu was such, found embedded on that speech by Hope Uzodinma. And then again, we see T.Y. Danjuna that actually, said it is right time every mid-belters pick arms to defend themselves. And I ask myself, when and how does it become a crime that someone said it and Nigerian government held him responsible? What about the Director General of DSS? He actually gave us that kind of directive to pick arms and defend ourselves against the Fulani Janjaweeds sponsored herdsmen across Nigerian farmlands. I'm telling you, Nnamdi Kanu's prediction has become a great fury across Nigeria. See, let me tell you, that name could not sound like Adolf Hitler's name. That name should sound like a special one. Adolf Hitler's name has been blotted out of what existence. They don't want anything associated with that name or family, which is why we are asking ourselves today, Nnamdi Kanu is a celebrity of our time. A man that has won the best agitator, across the globe. By Transparency International and Guinness Book of Record, they were busy, agitating for emancipation of sovereign states of Biafra. They don't hurt, they don't kill, they are not armed. When they took arm was when Nigerian military clique, went to the compound or palace of his father at Ibeku, Afiaruku community. His Royal Highness as Israel, biological father of Nnamdi Kanu, desecrated it, killed many boys. Followers of Nnamdi Kanu even attempted to annihilate, disalive, or unalive him. He huddled fence and escaped through Azumiri, from where he, absconded into Senegal and stayed over 12 months in that country. Later, he was sighted at the Wailing Wall of Jerusalem. That was when Ojuzo Kalu embarked on the hunt for Nnamdi Kanu. They actually paid him to unalive the gentleman who happens to be his brother. Kanu is from Umuahia, Ibeku, Abia State. Yes, they are Umuahia people. Ojuzo Kanu is from Igbere. Semi Igbere is in Abia State. Nnamdi Kanu is his brother, closer than me. So let me tell you, Kanu should be freed in his next appearance. If he comes out from the DSS facilities, this latest court, appearance, Kanu is not going back to DSS prison anymore. This should be the final appearance in the court because Nigerian Janjawis, Fulanis that are coming up to testify against him were bought with money. That's why I always said they are the machineries, paid to bring up treacherous witnesses and the allegations against the innocent man. Kanu is in his 58, meaning actually he was born in 1967 when the war was raging like wildfire across Nigeria. The largest genocide ever committed in the history of Africa, where the maiming, unaliving, and killings of the Igbos from 1965, 66, 67, 68, 69, and 70. 70 actually what capped it up as one of the most, heinous crimes committed against the Igbos was under the watch of Buhari. 1,000 Asaba men were shot down, mowed down with bullets, at Asaba in 1970, rendering many women husbandless in that, community, Asaba. If you want to know much about the genocide that went on at Asaba, I would like you to contact Obueshi of Asaba. That is His Royal Highness Soni Odogu, the biological sister of Mariam Babangida, the wife of Badamosi, Ibrahim Badamosi Babangida. See, we have many stories to tell. Nobody could actually hide a candle placed on the mountain top. That is whom we are. The Prince of Africa is about to erupt like a volcano that will spread all over Africa. In conjunction with what is going on in Burkina Faso currently, Ibrahim Traore is spreading the gospel of freedom among his African brothers. Wow, we are trying to allow a wind of change. That's a revolution. Change of the mind, the mindset, change of African psychology. The African psychology is that we are that continent. We are no longer that continent. We are at the back door, uneducated, uninformed, without information, no knowledge. It is no more like that again. Look at what that young man, well-tutored, educated, Ibrahim Traore, 36-year-old military officer that is in charge of the whole Burkina Faso now. What he's doing is spreading like wildfire across the African continent. Even outside the Africa continent, even the white like him, everybody is trying to learn from Ibrahim Traore. He is what listening to. He is what giving audience. Ibrahim Traore is a wildfire sweeping across African continent with many facts and reasons. The black man should take care of their natural resources. France is done. enough of all this colonial nonsense. France has been, over the years, stealing the resources of the Africans where they colonized in the, let me say, centuries ago. And during the African era of independence regain, that was 1960s, the French went back to Europe while still in control of their colonies. Policy of assimilation is it. They are the one that read budgets, across all the Francophones in West, in North, Eastern Africa. The Francophones are waking up. Yeah. An action is needed to be, to take. And the action is ongoing because we've actually found out whom we are. The Africans discovered themselves through that young man by his gospel of self-realization of the Africans. I'm telling you that there are many Malcolm X and Martin Luther King on this continent, economic community of West African states. We are waking up. Good morning, West Africans. Ibrahim Traore is another Nnamdi Kanu, and I hope he is actually buying into what Nnamdi Kanu epitomizes. Self-realization, self-discovery, self-determination. Up Ibrahim Traore and not that Thomas Sankara, the youngest military officers in the 80s, who actually seized power in Burkina Faso, started preaching this kind of gospel of self-discovery until he was, set up by the same French. His closest friend, Campore, actually unalived him in his sitting room. He trusted his best friend, not knowing that his best friend is the one that will bring that dream he had not to materialize in Burkina Faso. In 1987, Thomas Sankara was killed. That was during Ibrahim Badamasi regime in Nigeria. The youngest officer that actually paid Babangida a visit in those days, 27-year-old Thomas Sankara, was unalived by his closest friend. Nnamdi Kanu should be set free. I'm an Igbo man from southeastern Nigeria. We are not waking up today. We actually wake up from our slumber in 1970, during the dawn of Nigeria Biafra civil war, secession. Yeah, the war ended in 1970. Actually, we were convinced that nobody is victorious. We are all one. There should be reintegration, reconciliation, compensation, and the inclusion of the Igbo mans in our political, system or leadership. But at the end of the day, we actually find out that all these are 419 promises. Gowon could not actually live up to his expectation to make sure that the system at least allows Igbo man. What is he saying now? He's crying foul that he suffered. It was the worst, era of his life during the war. I'm telling you, he is going to bear more pains. The Mid-Beltans are being unalived, disalived by the Fulani Janjaweeds, who are killing them in their large numbers for no just cause, unprovoked, as Ojukwu promised them through Gowon. When he said, Gowon, unprovoked, it's something that happened to my people should happen to you someday. And that day is today. Ojukwu's speech many years ago is manifesting gradually across middle belt of Nigeria. The Janjaweeds actually want to grab their land by force and unprovoked. Then again, the British Labour government that sponsored such ruthless policy of fighting for oil against the Igbo man in the 67, 68, 69, 70 wars, Biafran Civil War, is now going down. I promise you, God is in charge. The British are not Christians anyway. They are into witchcraft, idolatry. And today, we are seeing how they embrace Arab, the Indians, and the rest of the Asian tigers to develop London, to develop England, to pump money into their economy because the British man has only gold. In the gold vault that belonged to the Queen at the Central Bank of England, CBE, the gold vault of Queen Elizabeth is only what Britain has today. The coal. Nigeria has coal and many other countries has coal. And we are seeing a British people, you know, going through Nemesis and Kama, which of course everybody thinks that Kama is from India. This time around we've realized that Kama is no longer an Indian man. Kama is now a global man. Whatever a man soweth. Later, maybe during his life, he's gonna repeat. British, God will actually X you. A-X-E. Yes, it is on curse. Whatever you do, your brother, somebody will do you so. Somebody will do you so. That is what is on curse all around the world now. Britain, remember that Russia is not happy with you because of the kind of, you know, technological assistance you are giving to Ukraine to at least fight Russia. Fighting Russia is an ardent venture, very, very ardent. And Russia has actually understood that Britain is the one behind Ukraine action. And today, Britain and Russia must have face-off. A boomerang nemesis of what the British perpetrated in Igbo land 58, 57, 56, 55 years ago. Britain, Ojuku's father lent you many military heavy truck for free. Britain, Ojuku's father used his Rolls Royce conveyed Queen Elizabeth on his visit in 1950s to Nigerian country. That billionaire, that affluential, opulent man did not withdraw his passion for the British people. And today, Britain paid us with hostilities, ceaseless hostilities during the war, blockade of where food and other material, you know, were entering into Igbo land. Britain, the British blocked it. Many Biafran children were chokehold, but we've actually, you know, survived. We survived it. Igbo man survived the war. Glory be to God of Israel. I'm telling you, we've come up of age of what experience, and quote me, we are going to excel. Excellence is ours. We are going to succeed on this battle raging across Nigerian nation. The woman has been excluded from Nigerian political leadership, and that doesn't matter because we are over-industrialized, naturally endowed with intelligence. And I'm telling you that the Japan of Africa has come. The Prince of Africa has come. Sovereign state of Biafra, the first Jewish black state on earth. Successfully, we've got to make it happen. I think I must at least pause here until when I come tomorrow, we shall finish up what we started. A news or report coming from Dot Nations News with your man, Ralph Tresvan. Please, if you are viewing, I have to advise you, it is for my own benefit. The only payment you can give me is subscribe from my channel. Share your WhatsApp contacts. Share to it. All your contacts. Share to your WhatsApp contacts. Let those your contacts share to their contacts. That's how you are going to make popular Dot News YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching. You are highly cherished, honored, and reverenced by me. Good night.